You now know, my name is Antonia. I'm so incredibly humbled to be in front of you all today to tell you my story. I was a pretty normal 27-year-old, always going out with my friends, working full-time, riding horses, going on dates, enjoying life. It all started when I fell off my horse. Now, as an avid equestrian, I've fallen off countless times. A couple bumps, a couple bruises, and I'm on my way. Not this time. A few weeks after the fall, I could barely keep my eyes open. I stopped being able to feel the left side of my body, and I couldn't walk very well. I couldn't tell what was happening to me, but I just assumed it was a pinched nerve, and as any young, healthy person would. I was convinced by my worried mother to go to the emergency room to get myself checked out. They took a ton of blood work, asked me a bunch of questions, and then gave me 3 separate MRIs. I was still so unsure what was happening. All of this for a pinched nerve? On that same day, December 13th, 2017, my world stopped. I heard the words, "Your MRI came back, and it looks like you have multiple sclerosis." The only thing I knew about MS was that it was a debilitating disease with no cure, but I wanted it to be different for me. I told myself I would just receive my diagnosis and be on my way. I had no clue what I was about to endure. I was in the hospital for 6 days dealing with my new diagnosis, talking to doctors, getting every single test in the book, including my least favorite, the spinal tap, which I never thought I'd have to do in my life. It's awful, by the way. Luckily, I was surrounded by my family and my closest friends the entire time, which kept my spirits high. Finally, after just a short week, they told me I could go home. I was overwhelmed with relief because, okay, a month of steroids, I'm good to go, right? Wrong. I landed back in the hospital just 2 days later. This time, I was unable to walk or feel my other arm. This was when I knew that this disease was so much more than I had anticipated, even for me, the former prom queen. I couldn't walk without a cane for months. I could not feel any sensation in my body on either side. I could not use my left arm. I couldn't even pull my pants up by myself. Then my eyesight went blurry, and I was so fatigued, I could barely stay awake for 3 hours without fading out. If I sat any longer than 20 minutes, I would need help getting out. Don't even get me started on my balance issues. Unfortunately, I started on a disease-modifying therapy that did not work for me. My lesions spread, so back to the hospital I went. I'll spare you the boring details of the back and forth trips to the hospital. Before my doctor, Dr. Casey, by the way, I figured out what medicine and routine worked for me. Let's just say I knew the first names of all the front desk and nursing staff and their children's too. Luckily for me, my mom chanced upon an introduction to Kim Phillips, an avid supporter of the MS Society since her own diagnosis. Kim's also here, by the way. Through the help from Kim, I became connected to the Southern California chapter, and through there, the Emerging Leaders Board. Immediately, I joined the board alongside my little brother Joseph and my best friend Abby. It was through the ELB where my experience radically changed, this time for the better. The support and community I've made and the numerous connections, I messed up there. The Emerging Leaders Board has given me so much knowledge, support, and community. I've made and felt numerous connections, but more importantly, I have made lifelong friends. I never feel alone or as if no one understands. That is all because these wonderful people, they're having the same experience, or they have a loved one who is fighting the same fight. I even now have people reach out to me when they are first diagnosed to help them through their own journey. Today, I am on a drug that works for me. I haven't looked at my cane since 2019. I'm riding my horse again. I can finally spend time with my friends and my family instead of sleeping. Okay, sometimes. And since that lucky link to the MS Society 4 years ago, Antonia's squad has raised over $40,000 towards research and hopefully someday a cure. Please do not get me wrong. Life sure does not look the way that I thought it would before I was diagnosed. There are days I am so fatigued I can't even get out of bed. Days I can't climb stairs. Days I can't walk without stumbling. Though, all things considered, I have very few complaints. I couldn't have done any of this without the support of my incredible family, my father, Gene, my mother, Deborah, my mom's partner, John, my siblings, Brandon, Devin, and Joseph, my supportive friends, new and old, the remarkably resilient people the MS Society has brought into my life. And of course, I'm here and healthy because of my doctor, Dr. Casey. When I felt as if I was the only one who was crippled by this horrific disease, I became weaker, I became more tired, and more desperate every day. But as I'd hoped, this diagnosis has been different for me, because as the Society's motto reminds us, together we are stronger. Thank you.